Hey, paisanos! It's the Retrocore Classic Gaming Music Show. Yes, in memory of Captain Lou Albano, I had to open the show that way. If you don't know, Captain Lou Albano he played Mario in the 80s and on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. The only live actor to actually really portray Mario, and he did the best voice of Mario in the cartoons. He was a huge part of my childhood, and it really kind of hit me when I found out he died. Big part of my childhood. He was a wrestler. That was his claim to fame. He was a wrestler, but he is Mario in gamers' hearts and in my heart, and I had to open the show that way. And stay tuned after the show, after the then and now, because there will be a special treat that we should all do. Hint, hint. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Retrocore Classic Gaming Music. I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday, gaming style. Today's show's, has some requests, quite a few actually. I'm bringing back the Sonic segment, continuing where we left off, and other than that, it's just good old gaming tunes. So let's get things started off the new way with Chrono Trigger, Memories of Green. again. That was Memories of Green from the classic greatest game possibly ever made, Chrono Trigger. Like I said, that still rivals 7 in my book. I can't decide. It's too damn hard. Okay, coming up next, I got 3 tracks from some Nintendo musics. Nice. The first one is from Gremlins 2. You know how much I've played that music in the past. Well, we're going to kick off this Nintendo trio with the ending to it. It's not very long, but I like it. So, here we go. At first one there again was the ending to Gremlins 2 on the Nintendo. And if the second one sounded like Silent Night a little bit at the beginning, you know, Christmassy, that's because that's from Power Blade 2. The name of the song is Christmas Eve 2200. So, I've never played the game, but obviously it takes place around Christmas. So, there's a little bit of Christmas Nintendo music. Not very long, but just, you know, it's there. And then lastly, we had Master Ninja theme from Ninja Gaiden. I could so picture like a ninja montage, like 80s style, like ninjas training and working out for that song. And it just reminded me of that so much. It's pretty funny. Coming up next, I have a Nintendo track, Super Nintendo track, and then another Nintendo track. So, yeah. I know I'm biased, I guess, but I'm trying to mix it up. Next show, I'll mix it up a lot better, so send in the request, people. I am your host, Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday, gaming style. Godzilla title screen kicked us off there from the Nintendo. A very crappy game, but a big part of my childhood, I'm sad to say. Um, Followed by, what was that one called? I'm sorry, people. I fail. I really fail. Oh, um, Earthbound, Deep Darkness. And I'm not an Earthbound person. I tried to play it once or twice. I'll probably try again later in the future because, it's a popular game. People say it's good, and I guess I just need to play it enough to find that good. But that's just me, so we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. And lastly, we had Waterfall from good old Contra on the Nintendo. Gotta love some Contra. Oh god, a lot of memories with that game. Good old days. Okay, coming up next, I only got a couple more tracks, two more before we get into requests, and then guess the song and all that good stuff. It's a little bit before. I don't know if this is gonna be your average show or not, or it could be a little, shorter. I don't know. I never know. I need to just quit talking about that. So, all right then. Let's get started. I think the first one's from the Super Nintendo. The first Breath of Fire. So here we go. finale, Epilogue to the War, kicked us off there from the first Breath of Fire on the Super Nintendo, which was actually made by Squaresoft. For some reason, they sold it to Capcom, which, yeah, Capcom kind of let it die. Kind of sucks fucking balls, but, you know, maybe we'll see a revival. The last good Breath of Fire was 4. Dragon Quarter was okay. It was different. It worked, but it was different. So, then we had Journey to Silious Stage 4. Very good game. Plays like a Terminator game because that's what it was, but then, you know, they had to change sprites because they lost the license and all that good stuff. So, coming up next, it's request time. Philip Olsen actually guessed the song right, so real quick, he guessed that. I'll play the track real quick from the last Guess the Song. So, this was on the last Retrocore Guess the Song. Yeah, Philip guessed Rocket Knight Adventures Stage 1, and he was correct. I made the hint of, you know, a retro revival, you know. Yeah, they're remaking a new Rocket Knight Adventures for the PS3, Xbox 360, and even you PC owners are going to get in on the action with some, because it'll be on Steam. So, that's like top of the list for me right there, automatically. Rocket Knight Adventures HD. New game, yeah. So, since Philip guessed right, he picked 5 songs for me to play. Sadly, I can only play 2 of them, because Philip requested some kind of rare tracks there. He does have them, he told me he could send them to me, but I sent him an email yesterday, and I never got them sent to me, so I only get to play 2 of them. The next show we'll finish him up if I get him. So the first one he requested was the Final Battle from Final Fantasy IV. That's one of my personal favorites, Final Fantasy games, so works for me. So here we go, Philip Olsen's request of Final Fantasy IV. So there you have it. Philip, there's a couple of them. I know it's not all. Like I said, get a hold of me. Send me those tracks, and I will play them next show. The first one he requested again was the final battle from Final Fantasy IV, followed by Northern Kremisphere from Donkey Kong Country 3. So there you go. Next up, Andrew Finch requested some songs from Pokemon Colosseum. So I got three tracks from that lined up. The first one being Pyrite Town, however the hell you say that shit. I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. And there you have it, Andrew Finch, your Pokemon Colosseum tracks. I know you requested Platinum, but I have it, and it's not very good audio. Let's just put it that way. I need to find a better rip because mine sucks. So maybe next time or in the future, Andrew. But the first one was Pyrite Town, whatever. Followed by what I think, I've always said Pokemon Center Night Theme and Diamond and Pearl were really awesome. Like, one of my favorite Pokemon tracks ever. But that Pokemon Center theme right there kind of gives it a run for its money. I know it's, CD quality, so it kind of cheats. But still, it was really good. And lastly was The Under, all from Pokemon Colosseum. So, now we get to the part of the show where you guys get to guess this song. So, alright people, tell me what this song is. Okay, no clues for that one. Just tell me what it is, people. Tell me what it is. Obviously, it is a Nintendo track, though. So, I like playing the Nintendo tracks because it seems to be harder for people to guess. So, it brings out the more hardcore retro people, if you will. So, tell me what that one was. We're way over the halfway part of the mark. And I totally forgot about plugs. So, check us out at Retrocore. That is our regular podcast where we review games and stuff. Retrocore .podomatic.com. Also on vagary.tv and any other iTunes and stuff like that. You can also check out my best bud Sober over at gamesociety.podomatic.com. Send him emails at gamesocietyradio@hotmail.com. Send us emails. Either, you want us to review this game or you want music from this game played. Send us emails at retrocore@hotmail.com. And when you're done listening to Retrocore and the Gaming Music Show and Game Society, be sure to go and check out websites such as thatguywiththeglasses.com, screwattack.com, and retrowaretv.com. All good websites that I want to get affiliated with somehow and be featured on one of their sites. It would be my dream come true. My podcasting dream would be reached, if you will. So, hints to anybody out there that knows them or can put in a good word or email them, say, hey, what's up? Listen to these guys. So, okay. now that that's out of the way, it's time to continue where we left off on the last show with the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 tracks. After these three, that is the end of the Sonic tracks for Sonic 1, and we will move on to Sonic 2. Me and Jennifer both decided, since Sonic was a big part of our lives, we are going to review the Sonic games in order. So starting next show, I'm starting with Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and then the next show she will do 2, and so on, till we reach the last one that was good in my books on the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure. So, with that out of the way, here is some good old Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog tracks. You know what's kind of weird and I never really noticed before is after playing the three tracks on the last show and the remaining tracks on this show, Sonic 1 only had 6 levels. It just dawned on me after all these years. It just seems longer, of course, because in each zone there's 3 acts. So, well played, Sega. Well played. You made a game long that only had 6 levels, and that just now dawned on me. So, the first one was Labyrinth Zone. The second one was Starlight Zone, which you might remember from an episode or 2 back as a then and now. And then the last level of the game, which was Scrap Brain Zone. So, God, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Old Sonic. And thank you, Sega, for bringing him back the way he should be. In 2010, that is. So, okay, it's the end of the Shizo. It's time for Then and Now. This Then and Now is kind of a request by a guy named Brian. I can't remember his last name, but he sent us an email, talking about the show, which will be read on the next Retrocore. And he likes Castlevania games and so on. So I'm going to do a Then and Now of Castlevania 2, Bloody Tears Day, followed by a OC remix by Sixto Sounds. So the first, then and now, I play the old and then the new. So it'll be the original Castlevania 2, Bloody Tears, followed by the arranged version by Sixto Sounds. Remember to listen after the then and now for a little special treat, because I'm cool like that. So, thanks for your time, people. I've been your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the retro gaming hits of yesterday. Gaming style. Oh yeah. Okay, everyone, it's time for that special treat. You know, how I opened the show was in memory of Lou Albano. Well, this is the end credits to the Super Show. And if you are my age and grew up back then, you know what I'm talking about. And everybody needs to
do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario, take one step. And then again, let's do the Mario all